Welcome back, guys. In this lesson, we are going to have a closer look at our initialize day method inside of the Battle Pass system class. Let's jump right in. So we've tackled this, we've tackled the configure method and configuring the elements or the reward containers. So now let's have a look at these booleans right here. We basically have two booleans, and it's actually the same for the normal reward and the claimed and the golden reward. So first off, how can we determine that something should be unlocked, that a reward container should be unlocked? If the level here is greater than the level, okay? So this .level, refers to the class level. So this one that we have stored right here that we load when loading the data. I'm going to show you that later on, but it's basically using the player preferences. And if our current level is greater than the level used right here, it's actually the iterator I, then the reward should be unlocked. So let's say our level, so the class level equals 0. If 0 is greater than 0, that's not the case, so it should not be unlocked. But if our current level is 1, it's greater than index 0, so we should unlock that reward. And for the golden reward, it's a little bit more complex, not at all actually. It's simply if it's unlocked, and if the player has purchased the golden pass or the golden ticket or the battle pass or the battle, whatever you want, you call it whatever you want, you decide. Okay, so we are now good for the is unlocked boolean. Let's now tackle is claimed or is golden claimed. Basically, we are going to look in our player prefs if the golden reward claimed key plus the index of the golden reward is equals to 1. If that's the case, the golden reward has been claimed, otherwise not. Same thing for the normal reward, okay? And you can already imagine that when claiming a reward, we save 1 into this specific spot or at that key, okay? It's really simple. What we could have done here instead of using the player preferences is use sigil. So please let me know if you want me to improve on this system. I can definitely use sigil. It's going to be easier to implement. And yep, I think it's cleaner than the player preferences. Okay. We can then use these data to configure our rewards like we've seen previously. And finally, we store the golden and normal reward containers in two separate lists so that we can use them later on. So if we hold Control and click on this, we can notice that these are actually basic lists of reward containers. Nice. So I think that we are now good to go for the initialize day method. Perfect. Let's jump back to our initialize prefabs one. And by the way, really quickly, I can actually show you where we do use these two lists here. Inside of the unlock current reward, so right here for the reward containers and golden reward containers. And we also use them in the purchase method. So whenever we purchase the golden ticket, of course, we need to unlock all of the golden reward containers until the current level. Okay? I hope this is clear. So yeah, really cool. Let's now jump back to our initialize, not day, but initialize prefabs method. We've initialized all of the days. And right after that, we configure the main scroll view. So let's hold Control and click it. Boom. Remember when I've told you that I've decided to use 3 separate layouts or horizontal layout groups for the golden rewards, the level containers, and the normal reward containers? Well, we are now forced to configure the scroll view ourselves, because I think I've already told you that in the first lesson, but I'm just really quickly going to cover that. Our content here inside of the scroll view does not have a content size filter. Okay. Remember, in Kawaii Survivor, we've used this component to automatically manage our scroll view using the preferred size here. In this case, we can't, because our vertical layout here doesn't have any proper content. It doesn't have any width. It only has elements inside of it. So basically, we need to configure the scroll view manually. That's okay. It's actually really simple. So we grab the amount of days we have and we multiply it by the width of our container. So it can be the golden reward container, it can be the normal container, or the level containers. What you need to make sure of is to have the same size for these 3 elements. We also add 50. This is the spacing, okay? Then we subtract 50. It's just to make it prettier. These two lines actually are to make it fit the content a bit better. And we also subtract the width of our main scroll parent by 0.95. You can tweak these two values, of course. I've tweaked them so that they fit all screen sizes. I've actually tried this. But yeah, of course, feel free to try this out, to edit these, or maybe to find a better way to configure the scroll view. Finally, we can apply the width that we've calculated to the main scroll. Cool. Is that clear? Good. Let's go on. Okay, so we've called the coroutine right here, and we now level up. Why do we level up? This allows the player to claim the first normal reward. Again, here it's subjective. If you don't want to give the first reward for free to the player, make sure to comment these two lines here. Boom and boom. Okay. But I've decided, but I think that most games do this. They give the first reward for free just to entice the player to play more, or to give a little dopamine shot actually. Okay, at start. Again, you decide if you want that or not. Okay, I think that we are now good for the initialize prefabs method. In the next one, we are going to cover the level up method. Stay tuned. See you there.